Story, story, story. Have I told you guys how I ended up being an accountant? Each time I remember the story, I laugh. I laugh and I laugh very, very hard. It was never my dream to be an accountant. I've been very passionate as a young girl growing up. I used to watch the likes of Ruth Benebensia Opia. I don't know how many of you remember that lady. I used to love that lady and I had always wanted to be like her, so I'd already planned my life. I'll be a broadcaster, I'll go into that line, So when I did apply for mass communication at the Institute of Management and Technology then, so after my 2 years OND program, I proceeded to Lagos to go and do my industrial attachment, and my cousin took me to, Guardian newspapers then, I don't know, somewhere in I don't know whether it's Oshodi, I can't remember well. Then took me there. So when we got there, on getting to the compound, I was just seeing rickety cars, people that were in old tattered suits, and people were not looking too well. I was like, is this what I want to sign up for? Mbao. I just said mbao, So fortunately, there was no vacancy for me. So from there we went to, I think, Vanguard newspapers too, and I saw the same thing. You will look and I said, no, this one is not for me. I thought that those type of those people I used to see on TV that were looking very glamorous, and all that. No, it's not what I want for myself. I want to be in money. I want to drive good cars. I want to live the life. I want to be large. That kind of thing. So I said, will I even study? They say accounting, if you're an accountant, you'll be counting money, you'll be in money, you work in the bank, and blah, blah. I said, quickly, Piam. I now applied for JAMB, and luckily I got admitted into Enugu State University of Science and Technology to study accountancy, and that was it too. It's not that I was really, I know that I planned from any time, anywhere. There was no time I had planned to study accounting. There was no time at all. There was no time like that. It was just that situation that I saw in Lagos that just changed my perspective, and then accountants, bankers, banking job was really in vogue. If you work in a bank, you are perceived as a mini god. The way we look at bankers then, so every one of us wanted to become a banker. So I'm like, I will go and do accounting, and I will begin to count money, will begin to live the life. Who would have thought? Who would have known that it's not, what I thought, So that's how I ended up being an accountant, a noble profession that I am really proud of, and I thank God I ended up being one, So that's it. Anything can change our plans, things can happen, things can change our plans, and that's my story.